Ben, what's the holdup?
I don't know. Here, why don't you have some more Cheez-Its? I have another couple of bags we haven't run out yet.
Well, I think you should call them Ben, because I kind of have to rush to golf after this. And you know, Daddy doesn't like to be left waiting too long.
Wait, I thought that your father had passed away, George?
Yeah, that's not the kind of daddy I was talking about.
Oh, I see. Okay, well, let's give them a ring. Can't hurt, can it?
Hello, you are through to the President of the United States. This is Barack. Who is this?
Don't worry, Barry, it's just me. Hi, how are you doing?
Oh, hi, Ben. Oh, I thought I was in trouble there for a second. Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
Hi, Barry, I'm good, thanks. I was just seeing if you were coming to our session today. I thought you said you would be here.
Well, yeah, I did indeed, but that was under one condition. Do you remember?
Well, yes, of course, but I thought that...
Nope, not at all. I said if that guy apologized to me, then I would come and play with him next time, but here we are, still no apology.
God damn it, Donald. I thought you said you were going to apologize to them.
I said no such thing. If anything, these guys should apologize to me for being so rude and trying to kill me. Screw you, Barrick, you freaking terrorist.
Am I on speakerphone, Ben, or is that asshole blowing so loud I can hear him through the microphone?
No, you are on the speakerphone. Is there any way we can come to a resolution right now, fellas?
I don't know. Is he there, and is he willing to say sorry for being so horrible last episode?
Hey, in your dreams, you can go eat a bag of dicks, Obama. You goddamn sanctimonious asshole. You're literally worse than Ron DeSanctimonious Bigley.
Do you see what I'm dealing with here, Benji? Listen, I would love to play, but with this guy, I really can't. I just can't.
I understand. I thought he had apologized already. I'm sorry. Well, I'll see what I can do to get him to come round, because it would be great to have you back.
Yeah, that would be great. Let's hope he sees the error of his ways. Anyway, I got to get back to playing basketball with Michelle. She's handing my ass to me with finesse three-pointers and dunking on my black ass. Michelle don't play and runs that court like an OG, let me tell you.
Wow, impressive. Okay, bye, Barack. Enjoy yourself now. Bye.
See, I told you he and Joe were still whining like little girls.
I can't believe you, Donald. I specifically asked you to apologize to him.
Dude, it's like you just don't know me at all, isn't it?
That's right, Ben. Us hot, red-blooded American men never apologize. Not for anything. Morica.
Yes, I see that now. Well, it seems like I took on more than I could chew, potentially, by trying to organize the presidents of the United States for a game of Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, well, you don't need those freaking Democrats anyway. Republicans are the best presidents all the time, always. Everyone knows that. Let's just get this game going, right?
Yeah, I suppose while we're here, we'd better get going and just play the game. Maybe our viewers can convince Joe and Ben in the comments to come back and join us again in this game. I'm sure we'd all really love to see them back on our screens.
Wrong. People watch presidents' content for me only. So let's stop pussyfooting around Ben. Get this show on the road. I have a kingdom to reclaim and bean counters to kill. And I'll be damned if I let some dork elf and smelly hobbit get in the way of that.
Okay, very good, Donald. Now, before we get going, yes, let's just attend to one thing. George, you're joining us for this campaign for the foreseeable future now, I suppose. So we're going to need to get your character background and class information, aren't we?
Way ahead of you, Ben. So, my character is called Gregory the Wise and Truthful Always. I started my life in the harsh inner cities, not knowing how to read good. But eventually a noble took me under his wing and taught me all of the benefits of having to do that book learning and stuff. So while not magical, I have a vast wealth of knowledge on all things political and charismatic in this world. And though I'm not a natural fighter, when push comes to shove, I can swing a 9-iron like a motherfucker.
Do you want to go on and tell us a bit more detail and your special circumstances?
Yes, of course, Ben. I made my riches as an advisor to the political classes, where I had to double-cross and intervene with many different enemies. none of which to defeat me yet. Well, that was until the revolution. Of course, I didn't fall victim to the purges. My wit and guile saw the revolution coming, and I had positioned myself well within the good graces of the Bean Counters Guild long before even a sniff of insurrection. They didn't cause problems at first. It was just little things like changing the acceptable manners of the court, nothing I couldn't adapt to. But one day, I was waiting for my meeting, and I overheard their dastardly plans. They were going to take all the richest citizens' gold and all the landowners' beans and funnel them into programs to help the inner city. Folks learn to read more good. Of course, I had no intention whatsoever of giving those street urchins a dime, so I promptly took off with all the gold I could carry before those sick commie bastards could get their freedom-hating paws on my well-earned treasures. Due to its weight, I contrived to exchange the gold for a most valuable magical item, better for slipping out of the city limits with, but I was tricked. This dark magician had a most powerful and valuable amulet, one said to grant the wearer the power of immortality. With such a power, money is no object. I would have all the time I needed to gain even more wealth and power, or so I thought. The amulet I acquired was indeed powerful, and it did grant me the immortality I desired. But the merchant failed to mention that immortality was given by a curse, a powerful curse, the curse of greater vampirism, with the amulet's only saving grace being that its enchantment also gave protection from the usually dangerous sunlight. I, Gregory the Wise and Truthful always, had been deceived in my haste and am doomed to wander the hinterlands, suffering this most terrible affliction. My mission is to find a cure for my disease and get revenge on the dastardly wizard who made such a mockery of me and those of the bean counters who put me in such a position.
That's amazing. Seriously, that's one of the best character intros I've ever seen. So it's Gregory, the wise and truthful always, the human vampire rogue, correct?
That's right. Thank you, Ben. It is quite the character, if I do say so myself.
Good job, George. What a badass and rich dude. Quite the inspiration. I think Dante and Gregory will get along just fine, assuming you're not a stupid pussy Twilight vampire or some crap.
Ha ha ha. No, I am more a Dracula-type vampire for sure. If anything, more like Blade, who is a daywalker.
Wonderful. Just wonderful. Like you said, Donald, I'm sure you both will be the best of friends. Now, without further ado, let's continue our campaign. We carry on in the aftermath of the vicious slaughter which had just taken place. Peasants, mouths agape, cowering in their chairs. They are too scared to intervene with the likes of you, Donald, and they all uneasily begin to flee the tavern.
I say to those stinking paupers, that's right, run away home now. And if any of you squeal, I'll come back and burn this entire village to the ground.
Obsequiously, the village folks curtsy and bow as they back away from the building. You feel confident that they will not speak of this evening ever again. Out of the crowd, only one person remains standing, a pale and sickly-looking man who nonetheless seems to radiate a dark power despite his appearance at first glance.
That was an impressive display of brutality, friend. I haven't seen such a bold display of dominance since my youth in the inner city.
Oh yeah, well that's just normal for me. I can pretty much destroy anyone who crosses me. I am so tough and have huge bulking muscles.
Of course. Your strength seems to be unbeatable, at least for the caliber of these destitute peasant folk.
You better believe it, even you, whoever you are, if you cross me or say anything mean to me, you can expect to be totally killed too.
I wouldn't dream of it. I am Gregory the Wise and Honest always, at your service. Say, I feel you are familiar. You're Dante the Triumphant, aren't you? The Prince in Exile.
Yeah, that's my name. Don't wear it out. Those freaking bean counters, man, I swear I will make them pay for what they did to me. How did you know that anyway?
Well, Dante, I am a man of the courts. I remember you from ever since you were a little baby, in fact.
Now, that's sussy as fuck, Greg. You better not have sniffed my hair like Sleepy Joe would have.
No, I never did such a thing, of course not. I value my life too much to attempt to lay hands on royalty. But I have had a strong connection to the organs of your kingdom for many years now, and I too have been sorely wronged by those dreaded bean counters.
Cool story, bro. Anyway, what's your point? I'm getting kind of bored here. I think I may kill you soon if you don't start giving me things I want.
Well, that's just it, Dante. I know exactly what it is you want, more than anything. You want revenge.
Okay, you now have my attention again. Spill it, old man.
I propose we work as companions to get you back as the rightful ruler of this kingdom. And in return, all I ask is to be your advisor throughout this process.
Okay, I get it. It's not like I need you or anything, but I guess I could use someone to like hold my bags and stuff and to wipe my ass, etc.
Dante, I am too weak to haul mountains of gear. I am useful in the ways of strategy and influence. You can get another page to see to such matters.
No, we do this my way all the time. If you aren't prepared to wipe my ass, I should just kill you where you stand right now.
Donald, dude, stop.
What is it?
Can you try not to be such a one-note character? You're not really some overpowered killing machine. You're a minor prince level 1 paladin.
Bullshit. I am so a killing machine. Everybody said so in the comments.
Yeah, sure thing, man. It's just annoying that your character is so frigging delusional. Or is it you who is delusional?
Boys, can we try not to make this into another fiasco like...
Oh yeah? I'll show you. You should have held your tongue, bitch. Ben, I killed George.
Well, sigh. Looks like we are going here again. Okay, so Gregory refuses your disgusting offer, and in a rage, you draw your sword. Roll for initiative, boys.
I rolled a 15. Ben, let's see this asshole beat that. Oh, and I forgot. My vampiric reflex gives me a +2 to any initiative roll, so it adds to a 17.
Donald, let's see your roll.
No, I rolled the dice wrong. Hang on, I need to roll again.
That is not how this works. Donald, you know that. I'll take that to mean you rolled less than 17. Okay, Gregory, what is your action?
Thank you, Benny boy. Well, let's just get into it. I cast Vampire's Hypnosis on Dante, causing him to fall into an obedient trance.
Very good. Okay, roll for a saving throw against Gregory's spell, Dante.
What do I need to roll, though? I want to make sure I roll closer to the number so I don't get rigged like last roll.
Ha ha ha, you aren't going to like this old Donnie boy.
Why are you laughing?
Oh yeah, I see now. So Donald, when you wrote your character sheet, you spent points on different attributes. Remember?
Yeah, I remember, of course. I maxed out my strength to reflect my godly power. What about it?
So you see, Gregory's hypnosis spell requires a high constitution and wisdom to resist, which sadly for you, you put barely any points in. As a consequence, any roll less than a natural 20 will result in a failure against this spell.
See, you idiot? Old Greg ain't to be played with. I'm a badass too.
Don't get ahead of yourself, George. I haven't rolled yet. You'll be crying and shitting your pants when I roll this nat 20. Let's see. Damn it, fuck you.
Unlucky Donald. Well, I say unlucky, but it was more or less a probable certainty that you would miss. Gregory, with nothing more than a slight glimmer in his eyes, suddenly seems to outright pacify you. You lower your guard and seem to be completely at his mercy.
Oh boy, this is going to be fun. With Dante under my control, I walk up to him and I say this. Listen here, little prince. I worked under your shithead of a dad and under his shithead of a father too. I have seen generations of shitheads called your family come and go. I know exactly what sort of a shithead you are. And believe me, I am quite tempted to slit your throat and end your shithead bloodline right now. But alas, you are quite useful to me as it stands, so I will not. I command Donald to dance around like a chicken and squawk.
You fucking what?
Unable to resist your dark attraction, Dante immediately bows down his head and raises his elbows and chirps like a hen in heat.
No! This can't be happening.
Well, it's your turn now, Dante. Roll to see if you can release yourself from Gregory's spell.
Oh, I am going to stamp you into the dirt, you filthy, sneaky old man. I roll a 4. Tell me that does it, please.
Unfortunately not, Donald. You continue to be subsumed by Gregory's charm.
Okay, so now I tell him to stop. I tell him, It's potty time, little prince. Go dookie in your pants.
With unwavering obedience, you release your bowels, dropping wet dookie into your pantaloons.
Okay, now I tell him to wipe his own damn ass and smear that shit on his head.
No. Wait, I didn't even roll that time. He can't make me do that. I get a roll.
Quite true, but really there isn't much point. You spec your character so badly that you need 19s or nat 20s to escape his grasp. But of course, there is a chance, so go ahead.
Hey.
Oh my. I feel I needn't go into much detail of what happens next. Suffice it to say you are compelled to follow your captor's commands.
This game fucking sucks. You are the worst player ever. George, who even does this crap?
Well, Donald, I think I'm actually a pretty good player, see? I was warned ahead of time you would probably try to kill me. And so I saw your character sheet and knew that a build like this would be able to give you a good whooping should the occasion call for it. Just so happened to match my character's backstory perfectly, too. You see? This game isn't only built for the loudest and biggest guy in the room. It requires teamwork and careful planning. Something Gregory has in leaps and bounds compared to Dante, the shithead. Ahaha.
What, I can't believe this. You betrayed me. Ben, you completely rigged this game.
No, Donald, I didn't. Character sheets are available to all the players at my table. George was warned about what you did to Oberon and to poor little Gibby, and he took it upon himself to ensure he was sufficiently defended. Anyway, it's your character's arrogance which got him in this situation. I have merely been adjudicating your fight.
Yeah, well, adjudicate this. Hi-ya! Off! Ow, I stubbed my freaking toe.
Donald, control yourself. I have given you many chances to show you can carry yourself with dignity and grace, but I will not forgive you trying to get physical with me or anyone at my table.
Yeah, I wasn't going to do anything, Ben. I was just going to jump up and show off some karate moves so you would get intimidated and respect me.
If you want respect, Donald, you can start by sitting your ass down and playing the game. That's what we are here for. And stop being a baby, too.
Easy for you to say, George, you're winning, and you totally made an OP character. You shouldn't even be allowed that move, you know.
Right, well, it's your go again. So see if you can break out of this bind. I have you in and do something about it.
Okay, let's do this. No more Mr. Nice Trump. Let's break free from this terrible OP crap spell. Dodge, a fucking 4. Again.
Seeing Dante reduced to a sniveling, lobotomized slave, his hair soaked in poo, I laugh and say, I can end this anytime you know. I'll give you one chance now. Agree to my very generous terms and make a party with me, or I will keep torturing you until the guards arrive and take you away to rot in a bean counter's prison, or you get unceremoniously executed for being a member of the royal family. I reduce the effects of the hypnosis just enough for Dante to respond with his true intentions.
I kneel. I don't know what kind of creature you are, but you have me by the freaking balls. If you would fight fair, I would obliterate you in an instant. But you are obviously too scared of me to ever do that. So I suppose I have no choice. I will lay down my weapon. I will not kill you, even though by royal law you certainly should be killed.
I have no reason to kill you, and nor do you to kill me. I am a willing partner for our shared interests, but insulting me and attempting to make me your ass washer was too far. I will let you go. Do you accept that I have bested you here, and do you accept my terms?
Yes, I accept. Now release me, you demon, please.
All right. I remove my commanding gaze from Dante and allow his mind to take back control of his body and say to him, well met. Then, friend, my first recommendation as your royal advisor is to get out of those dirty clothes and take a bath for yourself.
No shit, Artard, of course I'm going to take a bath. You think a prince such as me will be letting the common folk see me covered all in shit? You are so freaking lucky you aren't dead. I go get the hot water ready and find some new clothes, which was difficult because nothing around here fit me, only the obese baker's apron because I'm so ripped.
While Dante is having his bath, I go over to the bar and get myself a scotch and happen to inspect the corpses of the unlucky party members who failed to wrangle this big autist.
You see before you the halfling, split in two like a banana, and the lopped-off head of the elven wizard, and something seems oddly familiar to you.
Can I roll for a lore check, Ben?
No need. You think back to your days in the scholarly library, just as you were starting to learn to read good. You recall a children's tale, written ages ago by the esteemed J.O.G.S. Tolkien. This story, passed down from word of mouth, eventually made epic by the great sage Tolkien, whom it was said finally saw the missing parts of the tale in his dreams, spoke of three heroes, made great and forged in adventure to defeat a great evil. The revelation comes rushing in at you. You have unknowingly become wrapped up in prophecy. The characters in this tale resemble the short-lived party of Dante, Gibby, and Oberon. At least that is what it would seem.
I call out to Dante, "You fool, you damned fool."
What do you want, old-timer? I finished my bath, now what is it?
With these characters' deaths, the thread of prophecy is severed. We must restore these lives to restore the weave of fate, or persist in the doomed world you have created.
Ha! Not my problem. These rip bozos can suck a fat one. Anyway, what do you care about the weave of whatever? You're literally an evil vampire. I thought you just wanted to enjoy rubbing the bean counter's face in our counter-revolution.
I don't know why, but something tells me, Dante, that without these two, none of us will get to enjoy anything. You won't have a kingdom to rule over at all. We have to get these two to a temple as soon as possible. They need to be revived. It's either that, or we can all say goodbye to our lives. We will all suffer under the Lord of the Beans. Don't you see, Dante? You must remember this story. It was told to all the royal family. This story was not mere propaganda. The bean counter threat is real, and not just in a political sense. These people must be planning something else, something beyond our comprehension.
Yeah, I remember. That story was stupid, especially the warrior prince. Geez, that guy was such an asshat. But yeah, I see what you mean. The Lord of the Beans was a bad dude. Okay, then whatever. Maybe these clowns are somehow connected to me and us all to this old kid's book. But how are we going to haul two corpses out of here without getting anyone's attention later down the road? And I don't know if you noticed, but these guys are kind of double dead. This isn't the sort of thing you can fix with a simple blessing.
Yes, I can see that, but not to fear. I happen to have made many friends in my time in this kingdom, friends of many different talents. And to speak of the corpses, that is a problem. We could maybe get a wagon and hope the smell doesn't give us away. If only we had a bag of holding to stash them in.
A bag of holding, you say? I think we may be in luck. I was talking to this bean counter hoe earlier who said her dad's bag of holding got snagged by one of the townsfolk. Come to think of it, she should still be upstairs in her bed.
Really? That's great news. If we can get this bag, then it's our sure way to getting those two to a necromancer for surgery.
Necromancer, I knew you were a weirdo, but really, goddamn. Well, it sure could help our predicament if we are really going to try to revive these losers.
Of course, it may be our only option, no matter how unsavory. Now, let's not waste any more time. We need to get as much information from this woman you spoke of as possible.
Yeah, don't tell me what to do. I'm still in charge here. Yeah, let's go see this broad.
I take it you two wish to go upstairs to the young lady's room?
Yes, Ben, with haste.
Okay, so you make your way up the stairs and into the room, seeing the young woman laying in a seemingly peaceful slumber, undisturbed by the events downstairs.
Okay, Greg, let me handle this. You may be the talking type, but Dante is the ladies' man. I go up to her and shake her by the shoulders and yell, "Wake up! Wake up, you lazy wench, we have need of you."
In shock and despair, as she sees your face once again, Dante, the woman jumps up right out of the bed and shrieks in terror.
"Oh, gods, oh my, you've come to kill me, haven't you? Please don't kill me."
Relax, Toots, we aren't going to kill you, not if you help us anyway.
Still in sheer terror at the sight of the pair of you, The woman makes a desperate dash for the door of the room, looking to slip past you two into the hall.
I use my vampiric charm once more to try to calm her down as she heads for me.
Fair enough. She rolls a 10. As she meets your gaze, she suddenly loses all inhibition and slows her sprint to a stop. She seems quite contented now and simply asks you,
Oh, what then do you want? How can I be of service?
Okay, just sit down for us. We would like to know more about the situation with your father's bag of holding.
Oh, yes. Father's bag? I had almost forgotten about that, after that brute punched me in the throat.
Oh wow, stay classy, Dante.
You just don't get it, Gregory. She is a Dominion tard, and she was really annoying. Can't you see how annoying her voice is?
Whatever helps you, bud. Anyway, yes, please give us all the information you have as to who could be behind the theft of the bag.
Well, like I said to your friend, I was sleeping and heard a crash, but by the time me and my family had gotten up, the culprits had already made off with the bag. However, in their haste, they had lost a boot. They must have snagged it on something as they made their escape through the broken window.
Aha! Looks like we have a Cinderella to snag here, Greg.
Seems that way. Could you be a dear and go get us that boot?
No need. It's right here, in the trunk. Here, take it.
Okay, that's awesome. Donald, you go ahead and get searching for our clumsy criminal. I'll catch right up with you. I have something I need to do real quick.
What? What do you mean? I'm in charge here, by the way. You don't just get to order me around. What do you need to do anyway?
I need to just do something with this lady in private.
No freaking way, creepy George. I would expect this from Joe, but you? Really?
Donald, it's not that. It's vampire stuff. You see, in order to keep the sun from hurting me and to maintain my vampire powers, I need to occasionally feed on blood. And well, this is just a convenient time.
Goddamn, George, you're some kind of sicko. Well, whatever you do, you're monster shit. I was getting bored anyway. I'm going to go outside and start knocking doors.
Thank you. Now, madam, if you could just hold still for a minute, this will be over quickly enough.
Yes, my master, of course.
You make your way out of the tavern, Dante, trying not to think too much about Greg's bestial behavior. You reach the main bulk of the houses in the village, and you can see hearths bellowing smoke and curtains twitching, and the sound of latches locking shut.
I draw my blade in one hand and raise the boot in the air with the other and shout out, "Okay, you filthy poors, now which one of you has my bag? I want you to come out here one by one this instant and show me your feet."
The peasants seem reluctant to come outside to you, with not a single person opening their doors. Clearly, all are too terrified as to what you might do.
Well, looks like they might need some further convincing. Can you explain what sort of stuff is around me? Particularly breakable stuff.
Yeah, there is pretty regular village farm stuff. Some chicken coops and a big grain silo to feed them. Some torches on walls to light the area. All that jazz.
Okay, Ben, I'm going to grab one of those torches and start lighting fire to chickens. I'm going to light them, and then as they cluck in pain, I'm going to launch them through the peasants' windows.
Damn, that's like the worst version of what I thought you could do with that stuff. Okay, I want you to roll for that.
Benji, finally a half-decent roll. I got an 18.
Right. So you start throwing flaming chickens through the windows of the houses around you, calling out for the peasants to submit to your demands. Pandemonium ensues from behind the doors as minor fires break out and clattering and screaming is heard. After the chaos of the Angry Birds-esque attack settles, you begin to see the men of the village being pushed out their doors by their concerned wives.
Okay, that's great. Tremendous. Now, single file, boys, there's no need for anyone to get hurt. You know what I am after, so get to it. I start one by one making the men try on the thieves' boot.
You begin drafting the men, going on for some time, with none quite fitting the bill. That is until eventually you get to a rather young lad whom seems to fit the shoe quite nicely. Upon this realization, he is gripped by a look of sheer terror.
So, little lad, have you been up past your bedtime as of late?
What, me? No, I'm a good lad. I never done nothing. I swear it.
You know, son, where I come from, we have a saying, if the shoe fits, then wear it. And also where I'm from, a double negative is considered improper grammar. Now, unless you want me to shove my sword up your ass and haul you around like a corn dog, you had better provide for me my goddamn bag of holding.
No, please. It wasn't me, I swear it.
Ben, I bitch slap this twerp, and I say to him, well, you have all of 5 seconds to tell me who it was before I make you my real-life finger puppet.
Roll for intimidation.
Right here, I got a 12.
That's enough.
Okay, I was there. But I don't have the bag. It was Sticky Nick. He is the one who took the bag.
Upon this revelation, you see one of the men who you had previously tested, a rather sordid-looking fellow with his hands adorned with silver rings, take off with what looks like the bag of holding. He calls out as he runs,
"You blooming rat! I'll be back for you."
He makes his way back towards the tavern down the road, looking for his escape.
Son of a bitch, I run after him.
You make your chase, though he is clearly very fast and slippery. George, you now make your way out of the tavern, and the man nearly crashes into you, shoving you out of the way.
Oh, what the fuck? After him. George, that's our guy.
The man is making good distance ahead of the two of you, and he throws what looks like some pebbles onto the ground behind him.
Shit, let's go. I keep on chasing him.
I hang back a little bit using my night eye to keep on him.
Okay, Dante, make a saving throw for me.
Oh, what now? I rolled a 9.
Close, but no cigar. As you approach the pebbles, these seemingly innocuous stones glow red hot and explode in a terrific flash. You have been dazzled and can neither see nor hear for your next turn.
Ah, get this bastard, George. Yeah, no shit, that's just what I'm about to do now. Ben, I'm going to use my vampire's leap to fly over there and catch him. Unbelievable, you can fly. See, I told you that you are OP.
Yes, Donald. Vampires are very powerful and dangerous creatures, capable of superhuman feats such as great leaps and even flight, though it comes not without its drawbacks. In order to fuel these feats, a constant supply of blood is required, and should a vampire not get any blood, it will go into a vulnerable hibernation state until it is fed or discovered and killed by a vampire hunter. And of course, humans tend to hate and fear vampires. So if any are discovered, news will spread quickly, and they will soon be hunted fiercely by any looking to make a name for themselves as a hero.
That's not even the half of it. But that's for another time. So, Ben, I'll roll for my assault on this slippery fish. I think he may have just met his match.
Go ahead.
Booyah, that's a nat 20. You better believe it.
Wow, incredible. Really coming in clutch here today, George. Gregory makes a fantastic leap into the air, passing over Dante like a shot, and with his night eyes focused on Sticky Nick like an owl, he swoops in on him with a vicious tackle, as if he were a raptor intercepting its prey in midair. Sticky Nick didn't know what hit him, and he falls to the floor like a sack of potatoes.
Woo, way to go, Gregory.
I take hold of Sticky Nick on the floor and bare my fangs at him and hiss a terrible hiss. I say, "Hand over the bag and I will make your death quick."
Sticky Nick is apoplectic with terror and is unable to process the sheer horror of your monstrous vampire form. He wriggles and writhes to no avail.
Okay, fuck this guy. I'm just going to bury my fangs in him and drain him of his life force completely.
As you drain Nick, you see his struggle die down to a twitch, and eventually, nothing. You straddle above him, dripping with crimson blood, which reflects in the moonlight with a terrible shimmer. Dante makes his way to the bloodbath.
Good job, Gregory. I mean, I had it, but that was good, too.
Yeah, of course you did. Rolling around blinded on the floor like a fool. Anyway, we got our bag. I think it's high time we get those fellas' bodies and hightail it out of here. Next time the guards come past here, they will be on us like a fly on shit. We will head into the forest. It's dangerous, but certainly less so than if we take the roads and the guards catch us. That, and it's actually a shortcut to Necromancer's lair. So we can hopefully get those guys there before they start to smell too bad.
All right, let's not waste any more time then if we are really going to do it. I could happily never see those assholes again, but if it's like to save the world or whatever, then I can make an exception.
Okay, boys, I think that we will stop here for today. I have to say, this was a far more productive session than last time. We covered a lot of ground here. Donald, I'm glad you could find your way to cooperate with other players. And George, I'm impressed with how you were also a team player. Anyway, our writer is suffering serious burnout, so be sure to tune in next time after he has had adequate rest to write again. Thank you and goodbye.
Lincoln Park starts playing.